to Energy Conscious TV. I'm Caroline Oxbury from whitefeathertherapies.net, and the purpose for Energy Conscious TV is to connect with different soul beings from around the globe to share their alignment from within, their experiences, their inspirations to help others to expand, to grow, and to really have an understanding of their true self. The platform has been provided to help people who are maybe starting out on their journey of self-discovery, of self-exploration, people who want to gain an understanding of their energy body and just what the energy body can do for their overall health. So I hope you enjoy each episode, and I will connect with you all soon. Bye. Hi everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Energy Conscious TV. So I'm super excited to be sharing this platform with you all. I'm Caroline Oxbury from whitefeathertherapies.net, and I'm an energy healer and intuitive coach. So on this very first episode of Energy Conscious TV, I'm delighted to introduce an old school friend of mine, Ajeet. So Dev is a Kundalini Yoga instructor, and I've been to a few of her classes now, and it's really hard to explain the energy and everything in the room is just so intense, and then afterwards as well, it's you can't really explain just the benefits that you get from just one session, and it really helps to get into the depths and the heights of your spiritual being. So would you like to just introduce yourself, Dev, and just talk a little bit about yourself and how you got into Kundalini in the first place?
Satnam. So yeah, my name's Ajeet. I'm a Kundalini Yoga Practitioner. I hold classes at MyBody Studios in Boldon on a Wednesday and a Monday evening, and on a Saturday morning at Belmont Studio. So how I got into Kundalini Yoga, I've been into meditation and like alternative healing therapies for quite a few years now, and I'd always heard different things about this kind of mystical, mysterious energy called Kundalini, and I'd heard different things, and then I was at a yoga retreat in Italy a few years ago, and the teacher there just happened to do a Kundalini yoga class. And at first I was a little bit like, this is so different to the types of yoga that I'm used to, because I'd practiced loads of different types of yoga for years and years, and I really enjoyed it, but there was just something deeper about Kundalini that really intrigued us, because it was so different, and because of the different things that I'd heard about it, I was like, I kind of want to explore this more. So in Kundalini Yoga, when you set up a regular practice, you would practice every day. And at the first class that I'd done, I started doing it every day. And then I think it was the 10th day, because I was a little bit skeptical about, things that I'd heard. I was like, I'll try it, but I'm not sure. I'll see how it goes. So I'd practiced on this same Kriya, which is a set of actions. I'd done it for, I think it was the 10th day. And on the 10th day, I kind of just got this massive release out of nowhere, this massive energy release. And, just stuff started coming up for us that was like, it was just so powerful and totally out of the blue, like things that I hadn't thought about for years. And I was just crying, like I was really emotional. And I couldn't stop. And it was just such a emotional time. And then I ended up going to sleep, like crying myself to sleep. And I woke up the next day and I was like, oh my God, I just felt loads lighter. I felt as if a weight had been lifted off us. And that's when I had this like realization that, oh my God, there is something so powerful to this, so transformational to this yoga. And then I started thinking like, why is more people not doing this? Like everybody's walking around with so much kind of emotional baggage and their own issues, and just looking for a way to help themselves. And I just kind of thought, like, people need to know about this yoga more. You know, there's groups of people practice it. There's communities in the likes of London, Manchester, you know, like the big cosmopolitan cities. But the Northeast are just, we haven't tapped into it yet. So I really want to bring the Kundalini message to the Northeast, and just to help people heal and, you know, face the demons. And Kundalini yoga is very much about having a personal journey and really taking that time for yourself to tune into what's going on inside you. Like, we're constantly distracted by our things going on in our lives, like things going, you know, the day-to-day routines, going to work, seeing to the kids, activities, watching what's going on the news. We're distracted by things all the time, and rarely do people take that time to tune into themselves. And I think a lot of people are probably a little bit frightened to take that time to really tune into themselves and think, like, you know, what's going on inside me? How do I feel? Is there anything that I'm holding on to that really I don't need to anymore? And what Kundalini does is it gives you that space to really just experience yourself and experience the divine within you.
Yeah, that's fab. It's great. You did a session with me, and I'd never done it before. I'd done different other different practices before, but I'd never done Kundalini. And I was aware of the Kundalini energy and sort of what it is inside of us, but I'd never really tapped into it or accessed it or anything. And on that first session that we did together, I mean, there was only me, you, and another girl in the room, and the energy there, it was just, it's intense, and like you go away just feeling just so, like you said, light, as if things have been lifted from you. And yeah, it's just totally different, isn't it? A totally different practice. And like you say, why isn't everybody doing it?
Yeah. I know. I suppose some people just, when they go to a yoga class, they maybe do just want the physical benefits of it. But I mean, with Kundalini, like, it's physically challenging. It's definitely mentally challenging. And it works on loads of different levels. It works emotionally, energetically, spiritually. You really do get like a full package, because if there is anything that you're holding on to, you know, it's been held within your body, and the Kundalini energy that we stimulate in class starts to circulate in the body in a certain way, and then starts to give you those releases and really gets your energy moving in a different way. Like, Kundalini energy lies dormant within everybody, but we just have to do certain practices to tap into it.
It's great. So what other benefits does Kundalini have?
So, I mean, physically the benefits, obviously there's the strength and the stamina that you build up during physical exercises, but it also works on, I mean, we do loads of different actions that, you know, increase lung capacity, clears the blood, it repairs balance in the nervous system. Like, Kundalini yoga is brilliant for working on your nervous system. If you experience any anxiety, fear, worries, things like that, which, to be fair, the majority of people do, it's so good for strengthening your nervous system. It boosts your immune system. It releases toxins in the body. That's all that's the physical things. But I suppose the main benefit of Kundalini yoga is you unite your consciousness with the universe's consciousness. It's about developing that connection. And me personally, I've created my life revolves a lot around Kundalini yoga now, and I feel as though I've developed a connection with, if you want to call it, the universe, a higher consciousness, a higher intelligence, and I feel supported by that energy. So it's really given me the space to just be able to relax into life and just trust a lot more. You know, like, I used to be so, like, having to control everything, and, you know, our minds work, our egos work, so that they start to build up barriers for us to keep us safe, because our mind thinks things are going to keep us safe. How we think it's going to protect us, but really we're just building our own prisons. And I suppose what Kundalini yoga has done for me is allowed us to just let go of that really and start to recognize my own thought patterns and where I need to challenge that so I can start to live a much more freer life.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, Kundalini is absolutely brilliant for that. And there's so much more out there as well that a lot of people are sort of becoming more and more aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I think people, it's as if people have reached like a point in their life and they just think like, I need to do something about this now. I can't continue on the way that I'm going.
Yeah.
Loads of people now are looking for self-help methods and things,
Mm-hmm.
trying to tap into the energy centers and like you say, the higher consciousness. And for me as well, I mean, on the last practice that we did together, the energy as the class went on, the energy that was building up, and as you're working on your breath work and you're tapping into all of these different realms, and like it's just amazing what it can do. And more people should be doing it, and it's all about learning to live a more free existence, really, not being too bogged down with everything else that's going on in the world and in their little bubble.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about just opening your mind and your awareness and everything. And like you say, it's comforting. You've got like a support network around you, but an invisible support network around you. And I think when people who are on that level, they know just how strong and how important it is to have that support around them. I mean, you get answers to questions that you need, and it's just, I mean, just brilliant, really. So what does, I mean, this is all about sort of the energy, and I mean, to me, energy is within us, it's around us, it's everywhere. We are all energy. But what would you say that energy means to you?
I'll just explain a little bit how the Kundalini energy works in the body. So this Kundalini energy lies dormant around the navel point, which is about 4 fingers below the belly button. And during a Kundalini yoga class, we stimulate that energy, and it travels down to the base chakra, or the root chakra, and then the energy travels up the spine, from there up to the crown chakra, and then it kind of circulates the body. So when we go through life and we go through sadness, grief, trauma, anger, we tend to cling on to all these things in our body. And a lot of people don't know how to release emotion, like they don't know how to just like process it and let it go. Majority of people tend to keep it stored in the body, and our bodies hold on to that. So that Kundalini energy really just works on starting to break down those blockages. And I mean, I've experienced loads of different things myself, and people come to the class and they might be hysterically crying or laughing even, or they might feel nauseous. I mean, I've gotten like these amazing bursts of energy out of nowhere. And you're talking about the energy in the room and stuff, like I've been in practices where the energy has just been so blissful, and you can just feel the love. You're like within this kind of sacred space where everybody's there supporting each other, but also having such a sacred journey themselves, and that really vibrates out of them. And I agree, like energy, everything is energy. Our emotions are energy, our thoughts are energy. The whole universe is vibrating energy. And I suppose it's about, we make a conscious decision what kind of energy we want to give off. If we want to give off a positive vibration, or if you want to give off a negative vibration. And it's just different things to think about. And I think when you become more conscious of these type of things and the spiritual practices that we do in Kundalini and what you teach, Caroline, I think it raises your awareness and it makes you more conscious, so that slowly your life starts to change. You start to change on the inside. Your energy starts to change on the inside, and then that has an impact on the external as well. And you might start to see your life improving in certain ways, or the way you respond to things. You'll not, just act on impulse, which has been how your subconscious is developed. I mean, the majority of people are running on autopilot. You know what I mean? We keep going into the same circles of habit all the time because we are creatures of habit, and you know, you might keep finding that yourself in the same negative situation and wondering why. That's because that's how your subconscious is programmed. So, I mean, I work on trying to identify that and trying to program my subconscious into more positive ways, and for me it's really about, you know, I mean, we're all human, and I get angry about things, like I feel pain, and for me it's about recognizing that and doing something positive with it, having a positive release. So um doing some Kundalini yoga or doing a meditation that's going to take that energy and do something positive with it, and then I can release it and move on and try and start to take action which is going to benefit me in my life.
Definitely. And I think it all comes down to awareness. Once people are aware, I mean, my clients come in and they haven't done any even breath work before, nothing, and the more they come back and they say, like, because I'm now aware of what the breath can do and what a more mindful life can do, once that's in their consciousness, it just starts to automatically come into the everyday life. And I mean, it definitely has for me, since I've learned all of this, and it's now just my way of life. And like you say, we're still all human, we still all have negative emotions, and things happen where you do dwell on things. It's all about channeling that energy into something greater, into something better, and recognizing where you're going wrong and why you're feeling negative. And like you said, meditate on it, do yoga. There's all kinds of things that you can do to just help yourself, really. And that's like what I'm massively passionate about, people helping themselves. But it's all about the likes of you and me and everybody else who does this sort of work, to teach people how to do it and how to access themselves more, rather than just worrying, spending their life stressed.
Oh, as well, sorry Caroline, but I mean, you see people drinking excessively, taking drugs, shopping, you know, like all these kind of escapisms it's really like unhealthy, really, but it's, you know, you're probably escaping something that you haven't dealt with inside.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about just stripping yourself back, and really delving really, really deep within yourself to rid yourself of all of these blockages. And I know you've got a workshop coming up in a few weeks, and I can't wait for that.
Yeah, the Sedana.
Yeah, and I can't wait for it, because it's a personal journey, and everything that people do, it's all a personal journey, and it's exciting, and sometimes it's quite overwhelming, and there's all kinds of emotions and thoughts come up, and I'm so excited to do it, because I know that I've got loads of stuff to work on at the minute, but it's all just a journey, and it's nice to learn and to be able to have that awareness about yourself, to be able to progress further. So yeah, I'm excited for that, to see what comes up.
Yeah.
Lie in the class just crying me out.
I've been there. Yeah, I think it'll just be really, like, if nothing else, I mean, sometimes experiences don't come to you at first, you know, but I suppose it's just about accepting and enjoying it for like what it is, and to not have any expectations. And I suppose this is what we try and teach in Kundalini as well, is letting go of attachments to things, because as soon as you have an attachment to an outcome, you know, then it starts to create different emotions in you, like you know, like say if you don't get the experience that you want, you might feel disappointed. And so I suppose it's just about letting go of any attachments, and just really being present in the moment. And yeah, you know all that all that kind of stuff, and just experiencing things and accepting whatever comes up.
Yeah. Can you offer anybody who might be listening now, who's just starting out on the journey of sort of self-exploration and accessing the higher consciousness, can you give anybody any advice on maybe where to start?
Mm. Well, I always think it's a good idea to have some kind of guidance. So, either yourself or people that come to classes and things like that. I'm always open to offer advice. But if you just having a little dipping your toe in, so to speak, like I would say, breath meditation's a good place to start. I think it's about, for me, I tried a few different things before I found the right path for me. I know, Caroline, I know you're a Reiki practitioner. Um, and I tried a little bit of that as well. I tried different meditation groups. I tried different yoga. And I think it's about just trying different things until you find something that really resonates with you and that you feel passionate about. Because, there's so much out there these days as well. And I know you were saying about, people's really like a lot more open now to trying to being on this spiritual path. And I think that's a really good point, because we've moved now from the Piscean age into the Aquarian age. I think that shift happened about 12 years ago. And what we're seeing now is where the Piscean age was all about kind of information, and it was very a male dominated energy. And you can see how things kind of progressed with the corporations politically and things like that. We're now shifting into a new era where it's all about the feminine energy, and it's about sharing, and it's about supporting each other and embracing and trying to make life better for everybody. So, and I think we are starting to see those shifts.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's invigorating and exciting, and it's lovely that we've connected back up again.
Yeah.
And, I think the thing that done it for me when you had that spell shirt on, and I was like, she's my soul sister.
I know, I bet you when we were 15 we didn't think we'd be doing this now.
So just before we go, do you want to tell everybody how you sort of communicate your true calling with the world, or how I know you do localized stuff at the minute. Do you do anything online at the minute?
No, well, I suppose for me, like, it is very much about that group energy. Because I mean, you can access Kundalini yoga classes online. You can have a look on YouTube and stuff like that. But for me, it's like, because it works so much on energy. It's about that group dynamic, and everybody brings something different to the group, and everybody's releasing things, and you can really feel the vibration in the room. Once you get to that level where you can start tuning in energy, it's like, it's quite profound, really. And I mean, and that doesn't normally that doesn't happen overnight. It does take practice, or and being in those sort of environments. But I love the personal kind of getting to know the people who I work with and who comes to classes. And so yeah, like, I mean, I've got a Facebook page, Dev Ajeet, or if you're Kundalini Northeast, for anybody who's interested in asking more questions, or interested in coming to a class or anything like that, I'm more than happy to offer advice or share anything I can.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
And just one last quick question, because we spoke a lot about energy and helping yourself a little bit more, and a lot of what I teach is all about self-love. And I think this new year that we've stepped into, it's all about self-love and putting yourself first and things. So to you, what does self-love mean to you?
And that's a really good question. And I suppose the reason that I probably found myself seeking out like alternative therapies and things like that was because, like, I suppose at the root of it was, was that I lacked self-love. And like, when I was younger, like, got into all sorts of quite dangerous situations and was quite self-destructive, because I was missing that self-love. And it's took me years to find it and develop it. And I mean, you've done Reiki on us and stuff as well, and like you've picked up with like the solar plexus and things like that, and that's our seat of our self-worth and our identity and things. So yeah, I think this practice is just really this has helped us kind of tune into what I need to work on and give us the technology and the tools to do it. Like that's what it's done for us.
And I think self-love, it's hard, and again, it comes down to practice, doesn't it? And it's not about being selfish where you're going to be hurtful or anything to your friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just about doing things for you and just putting yourself first, doing like making just small changes in your life so that you do put yourself first a little bit more, and the more that you do that, the more that you're going to feel that sense of self-worth and confidence come back again.
Yeah, definitely. Like we do a meditation in Kundalini Yoga, which is the words are, I am the light of my soul, I'm bountiful, I'm beautiful, I am blissful, I am, which I think Robbie Williams has maybe done a little rip off of it, mind, like, but and that's all about, we people normally don't show themselves appreciation. We beat ourselves up more than anything, and tell ourselves that we're stupid because we've done something wrong, or why did we say that? We always were so critical of ourselves when you wouldn't speak to your friends or your family the way that you speak to yourself in your head. So why do it to yourself? Like, you know what I mean? So it's about kind of, again, coming back to awareness, being aware of that. And if you catch yourself doing it, do a Kundalini meditation to, give yourself a boost. And I mean, Kundalini is about changing thought patterns, and that's why we do a lot of chanting, we do meditations, and it's about changing the thought patterns in the brain to be more positive. So then you start letting go of old negative patterns. So yeah.
It's great. It is really good, and I can't wait for the event. Do you want to share the event with people, if any local people can
Yeah, of course. So I'm starting to hold a monthly sadhana. Or sadhana is there. And so it's a 2.5 hour practice. The first one's going to be at Boldon Studio on the 21st of January. It starts off at 7 o'clock in the morning. Usually it starts at 5 o'clock in the morning and you practice till 7:30, but I'm being kind on people. So what that involves is we read from the Japji, which is an old sacred text, and it's really interesting. This is there's been research carried out on the Japji from the Alzheimer's Society, which suggests that because as you read it, your tongue hits different reflexology points in the palate in the roof of the mouth, and that sends different signals off in the brain. So if you get a regular practice, it's been proven to help with Alzheimer's in old age. There's and then we would do like a usual kriya, so like a yoga practice, have a relaxation, and then you do meditation and you do chanting. And there's different chants. So there's a chant for like courage, for protection, different things like that. And so yeah, it's like a 2.5 hour really quite intensive spiritual practice. But I mean, I've been in sadhanas when that you can just really feel the energy, and it's just a really blissful experience. So I'm really glad you're going to be joining us for it.
Right, well, that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you for sharing everything with us. I really appreciate it. And I'll put the links to your Facebook page and to the practice page as well underneath the video.
Satnam.
Satnam. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode and you've managed to find some inspiration, some guidance, some tips and advice on how you can either start your journey or you can continue on with your journey. If you would like to gain more clarity and understanding around your energy body, on how this can help your overall health, it can help you to move forward in life, it can help you to get rid of any blockages that you may be experiencing right now, join me for a Heal, Balance and Expand session the details of which are on my website, which is www.whitefeathertherapies.net. So I look forward to connecting with you soon. Enjoy your day. Bye.